ever touch that flag, sir. Give him the flag. The flag does not touch the ground. The flag does not touch the ground. The Constitution. The Constitution of the United States has been violated. I cannot eat, and my sisters and brothers cannot work. And the NYPD, I'm not resisting. I'm complying 100%. No weapons, no bras, no ammo. No weapons, no bras, no ammo. No weapons, no bras, no ammo. No weapons, no violence. Hold the flag up. Hold the flag up. Stop being tough on me. Yo, we got it, miss. We got the flag, miss. We got it. Outside.
A civil war, political violence, and instability is likely to break out. And we actually know now that the two best predictors of whether violence is likely to happen are whether a country is an anocracy, and that's a fancy term for a partial democracy, and whether ethnic entrepreneurs have emerged in a country that are using racial, religious, or ethnic divisions to try to gain political power. And the amazing thing about the United States is that both of these factors currently exist, and they have emerged at a surprisingly fast rate.
Shalom, brother Kabad, back in the GMS lesson. GMS keep pushing. Before I go any further, I give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach us His truth according to the Bible and rule well. Another Shalom, all the sincere Akims throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth through diligence and sincerity and in charity. And another Shalom, all the sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, not just hearers of the word, but doers as well. You men, women, and children, the hopeful elect, Shalom. And that's the times that we are in. All right. You can see these things playing out in this Bible prophecy. All right. War going on. All right. Not just World War III. All right. But, wars amongst the people. Class wars, civil wars, race wars, all types of wars. All right. It's going to play out on the earth, and the Bible talks about it. This is Luke 21 and 9. It says, "But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Then he said unto me, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom," which is these different nations, all right, coming at each other, which is not being talked about as much on the news. But in your alternative news, you have it, all right. The only thing that's being talked about here in America is these, these class wars, all right. And then the juice against the unjuiced. Okay. I just saw a video where this guy in New York was taken into custody because he tried to buy food from Panera Bread, and he didn't have the juice, and the cops was in there, and they took him out. It was probably about 10 of them, and they took him out. All right. So, you have those types of wars, the juice against the unjuiced. Okay. It says, verse 11, "And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven." All right. So these things are going to be played out here in these last days. All right, great famines, which is these pestilence. Now you got the new variant, right? The O. And all these things that are happening are because of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the world ignorantly and willingly called God in Jesus Christ. All right, He's bringing the famines as we're reading in the pestilence. All right, the lack of food, bread, and water. All right, these uncurable diseases is going to befall this place. Because remember, the Lord said He's going to plague this place like He plagued ancient Egypt. All right. Matter of fact, is that 15 or 16? No, it's right here. Let's see here. In 2nd Ezra 15, I'll start at 11. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. See, the Lord's going to spite this place as He did Egypt, because this place called America spiritually represents Egypt, as well as many other ancient kingdoms that rule. All right, Egypt was led by Mizraim. All right, the real Hamites, the real so-called Africans. All right, it says, behold, my people was, and that's what we was in captivity, slavery, the children of Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. All right, we was those people that were delivered out of Egypt. All right, through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai by the hands of Moses. All right, so it's, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. No, I'm already reading it. To a slaughter, I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt, aka America, with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. See, the Lord is going to do again what He has done to Egypt, to modern day Egypt, America, because the children of Israel are still in captivity to this very day. What's that, Baruch, the 3rd chapter? Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. All right, so the Lord's going to do the same thing through these famines, through these pestilence that we read in Luke. All right, and all these things are going to lead up to these wars, man, because of the lack of bread. So look, let's just jump down. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, verse 14. It says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, close, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, a sword is a killing instrument. All right, mainly the gun, but there's many things that can be used to put someone to death. All right, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. All right, rebellion. All right, talks to causing the people to rebel against the authorities. All right, it says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of action shall stand in their power. They're not going to care what the president has to say. All right, the local governors and mayors. All right, community leaders. They're going to disregard what they have to say because of the lack of bread. All right, family members dying from pestilence, don't have medicine. All right, they're going to disregard those things, and it's going to cause a lot of chaos, a lot of fights, skirmishes amongst the people. You're going to have the have against the have-nots. All right, and who are mainly those have-nots? You Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. All right. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So you're going to desire to go into a city, but what? Martial law is going to kick off. They're going to have, these barricades blocking certain highways and states and things of that nature, so you're not able to go in and come out because of the pride of you people. All right, you Israelites and these heathens. Shall the cities be troubled and the houses be destroyed, and men shall be afraid because they have no answers. All right, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. A lot of trouble. All right, that's what we're telling you. Trouble is here. Trouble is on the way. All right, and all this is happening. I'm gonna end it off on this. All this is happening because the wicked is ruling. Proverbs 29:2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So you guys sit back and question this now. It says when they're righteous, because these small hats, these so-called white men, claim to be the most righteous thing on the earth. All right, why do you think they call themselves white? White means pure. Think about this. Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Right? But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And by process of elimination, that's why we call this man the devil, the wicked. All right? Mainly going back to Malachi. Right? But you could just tell. This man's pushing a wicked vibration throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? And as the ruler, so are the people. Roughly paraphrasing. So wickedness is going to be running rampant, man. Wars, fights, skirmishes, because that's what this man does. He goes around with his blessing, the sword, and starts war. Okay? But war is on the way. Civil war, skirmishes, class wars, all these things are coming, man. And all these things are prophecy, but it's also a product of the wicked being in rule. So Lord willing, that's for edifying. Until next time I say shalom.